Welcome back to part 2 of this 4-part series where the marathon continues. Tonight, we're diving into one of the world's greatest temples of seafood, Le Bernardin. Located in Midtown Manhattan, this 3-Michelin-star institution has redefined fine dining since 1986 with its singular focus. Fish treated with the reverence of haute cuisine. The space is a study in understated elegance, soaring ceilings, warm wood tones, and a shimmering hand-blown glass sculpture by artist Lucien Smith that evokes ocean waves. But the real theatre happens in the kitchen, ordered in Paris in 1972 by siblings Gilbert and Magie Lecoz. Le Bernardin then moved to New York in 1986. Now, under chef Eric Ripert, who took over in 1994, Le Bernardin has achieved something extraordinary. In just 3 consecutive years, they went from having no Michelin stars to having all 3. And here's what's even more impressive. They've maintained that perfect 3-star rating ever since, for almost 2 decades. Born in Antibes, chef Eric Ripert trained under Joël Robuchon and David Boulay, before becoming executive chef at just 29 years old. His philosophy? The fish is the star. Every dish, from the barely cooked scallop with a black truffle to the legendary tuna foie gras, showcases textural perfection and a minimalist technique. As we step into this hallowed dining room, we're about to experience why Le Bernardin remains the benchmark for seafood excellence. Cheers. Hi, good evening. Very well, thank you. And yourself?
Up to the Bernardin.
Thank you.
If I may briefly remind you about our dinner menu.
Please. So, there were 2 menus to choose from. A full-course prefix at $215, or the full chef's tasting for $350. Just 1 wine pairing option was on offer at $180, but the overall wine list was really impressive. I like glass behind me, looks beautiful. Romani Conti, by the way, 2003 vintage, $50,000. We've got a mozzo, cucumber and something. Very refreshing cucumber, the mint, the citrus running through it. Tables are wobbly, by the way. Unacceptable. The table properly wobbles.
You have a little Amuse Bouche to welcome you. You have a little bacala, salted cod, fritter, and aioli. In the center, the charcuterie with lobster, salad, and finzer. Then you have the chilled pea soup and the wasabi.
This is excellent. It's thick, it's creamy, it's fresh, delightful. Very cold experience so far. The bread service just came out. There was 5 different options. I took the laminated one, the croissant looking one, and the focaccia. Hey, let's try the bread first. I prefer the focaccia over that kind of croissant style bread.
First wine, I selected a Grüne Veltliner from Austria. This is made by Simon Karka. This is their Author Adam, 2023 vintage. Simple stony minerality, citrus fruits.
First course of the chef tasting menu. It's a yellowfin tuna carpaccio, Bernardin toasted baguette, and foie gras. On the top, child's lemon juice and olive oil.
Beautiful presentation. Oh. That tuna carpaccio is so beautiful. There's that creaminess and richness coming from the foie gras. The toasted baguette is almost more like a Melba toast. That piece of tuna is magical. This dining room is such a beautiful place to be sat. The warm tones from the woods, intricate glass running across the walls, the beautiful floral arrangements, and of course the expansive glass sculpture on the back wall. The wooden paneling throughout, and the dividers on the ceilings, so beautiful and intricate.
So we have the main lobster. In the center is a fennel mousseline, spice, shellfish, and kumquat consommé.
That smells fantastic. Beautiful plating. It's very intricate. Also to note, they've cleaned up from the first course to the second course. There's crumbs all over the table. Beautiful plateware as well. The cutlery, though, it's a bit tired. It's quite scratched. The lobster is beautifully cooked. It's firm, snappy, with a very slight chew to it. The crunchiness from the cucumber. There's also perhaps bits of radish or onion running through that as well, adding to the texture. The citrus coming through from the kumquats, and then that broth. Although it looks orange and deep, it's more on the lighter, fresher side. There's a lot of citrus running through there. There's a beautiful seafoody flavor, slight spiciness. Really enjoying this dish. Absolutely beautiful, especially, and the presentation was well on this. Masterful. And of course, gonna dunk some of that bread and mop up the sauce. So just now, after finishing the lobster course, so we've had 2 courses after they served the bread, they came to clean the table. Really enjoying this cocktail as well. Besides with being an aperitif, pairs beautifully. They are turning tables faster now. As soon as previous people have gotten up, they've sat new people down.
So the Fair Island salmon for your caviar course. Chef does it flash baked. Royal or Citra caviar is on the top. You also have little roasted beets and horseradish on.
There's a lot going on with this dish. There's a lot of textures, flavors, and temperatures as well. The salmon is slightly warm on the outside, just been flash baked. Slightly warm on the outside. The inside is, I would say it's cold, but it's noticeably colder than the temperature of the rest of the dish. That salmon is cooked to perfection. It's beautiful. It has such a lovely mouthfeel. The beautiful brininess as every bead of caviar pops in your mouth. It brings that salinity and a slight nuttiness as well. Very, very, very slight horseradish. It's not intense. It's not overpowering in the dish at all. And then those beets come along. They provide that firm, crunchy texture and bring a beautiful sweetness. They did not skimp on the caviar either. I'm just currently eating spoonfuls of the horseradish sauce with a bits of caviar floating. I'm noticing a lovely butteriness running through that sauce as well. So I didn't go with a pairing this time round, just kind of free rolling. And so far the wine has paired really well with the first 3 courses. Has that really lovely minerality, acidity, freshness. See, look, the time is currently 10:34. The table directly in front of me and just less. I'll check back with the time with what time the next guest arrives there. Because to me, within fine dining, it's something you don't really see. And so far, I only really see it in New York where they're turning tables.
A few minutes later.
At 10:38, people already sat down at that table in front. 4 minutes since the last guest left, so there was new guests sitting down. I don't know what to make of that, but there's quick turnover here. There's no messy around, so hopefully on post I noticed like the lights behind me kind of flickering. So yeah, instead I spent hours masking and overlaying because it bothered me. Totally worth it. For those are not blinds, it's kind of like a glass or steel structure. It's very intricate. However, on the far side to my left, where it's facing the street, there's the same kind of design with the gaps. Every single time a car drives past, you see the headlights kind of flashing on and off as it goes past each of the lines. You do notice it, and it is slightly distracting.
This is our sautéed Dover sole, roasted almonds, broccoli, onshemashi mushroom, soy, and citrus emulsion.
The plate looked better before they put the sauce on it. Once again, the protein is cooked to perfection. It's flaky. It's got a slight toothsome chew to it. The slivered almonds on top provide a lovely crunch and nuttiness. The different textures and earthiness of the cauliflower, the mushrooms, and then that soy and lime emulsion ties everything together. It's salty. It's citrusy. It's got so much depth to it, yet at the same time it doesn't overpower the flavour of the fish. With each passing course, I get more and more upset how there's so much perfection and everything outside of the service. Given the tables around and everyone else has been offered second, third servings of bread, they've not come over to me besides for the original bread service. I was sat down just over an hour ago. We're already halfway through the tasting menu. The format here does feel slightly rushed as all this is in. They want you in, they want you out, they want to get the next guests in. It's a real shame because so far the food has been quite possibly up there with some of the best I've ever tasted. The dining room space is fantastic, the ambiance, and then the service just ruins it all.
Red wine selection. Louis Saint-Georges, but dated to 2020. It's a Pinot Noir from Burgundy and France.
I'm going to ask for more bread next time member star comes. I've not been offered any more bread. The table next to me has just been offered bread for the 4th time. I've yet to be offered a second serving of bread. I'll try the walnut one. Thank you. This one's really lovely. It's got raisins and nuts running through it. Maybe not nuts, just raisins from the sourdough. Lovely crust. Fluffy interior. Somebody flash photography go on those seals like the car. I think the issue as well with the bread service is that there's a tray just going round around the dining room. The brioche I had, it wasn't fresh like in other places. You have it comes out the oven, piping hot. The focaccia was excellent. This other sourdough, I'll show it to you, this other kind of sourdough with the sultanas running through it, beautiful. The brioche wasn't it at all. Inside it felt a little bit stale.
Our poached halibut with baby root vegetables, sugar snap peas, and morel mushroom, sauce vierge, and meat and foie gras jaune.
Beautiful presentations. Oh, look at the jiggle. Okay, I've got to show you this. Where I'm barely touching it with my fork and it just completely pulls apart. Beautiful spoonful. Despite so much of the flavour and texture coming from the other elements of the dish outside the fish is still the star of the dish. This is how you do it. The cooking on that is flaky. Everything on that piece of fish is perfect, and everything around it enhances yet another masterfully executed dish.
Your final savory course. Grilled hiramasa served with the king trumpet mushroom, the bone marrow, red wine bordelaise sauce.
With each course that comes, and with each beautiful presentation, and with each masterful execution and flavours, it makes me more and more annoyed and upset how the lack in service is affecting the overall experience. It's a real shame. It's a shame. That's all I can say. That yellowtail is so deep, flavorful. It almost tastes like it's a dry age. Beautiful char on the outsides of it. What a beautiful, beautiful dish. Can't get enough of the sauce. The sauce is beautiful. You see, I'll have my plate and cutlery like this, and then they'll come up to the table and ask me, oh, can we take your dish? What does it look like? And done with it. You don't need to ask me, either just come and take it. I find that very frustrating every single time. Does it look like I'm not done with it? Currently 11:22. Just 1 hour, 40 minutes since we stepped through the doors. And to be honest, I'm happy to just get on with it and get out of here.
You enjoy everything?
Yes, excellent, thank you.
Take these plates?
Yes, done with the bread as well. Thanks. Excellent, really, really enjoyable, thank you. I did see on the menu as well by the glass, unless you'd recommend something else, I did see an Orimus. Got to note though, outside of the service, the staff, the smell has been fantastic.
So here's the Oremi, 2021 Lake Harp Rose High.
And here is the good news. It's your pre-dessert. As a little palate pincer, you have the poached rhubarb served with the rhubarb sorbet and a rhubarb consommé.
The level of tartness to sweetness in that rhubarb, not too sweet, not too tart. A perfect pre-dessert.
And we finish your tasting menu with the single source Peruvian dark chocolate tart. It's served slightly warm and then it's topped with the Tahitian vanilla ice cream.
There's so much going on here. It's sweet, it's savoury, it's salty, it's warm, it's cold, it's crunchy, it's smooth. There's so many opposites working so harmoniously. The twirls as well, perfection. There's in everything you dream a twirl to be. Look at that. Look how intricate that is. Wow. I'm really quite full. I'm very happy I didn't order any additional courses here.
It is an A. Inside you have a milk chocolate faux de crème, some caramel mousse on the top, a little bit of maple syrup and sea salt. You recommend you go all the way to the bottom to scoop all the successively.
An additional bonus course, compliments of the chef, much appreciated. Go all the way to the bottom. Perfect sweetness, I love that, thank you. And it's coffee time. Excellent coffee. I'm telling you, every time the food remains so tasty, it makes me so much more upset that there's one big lacking thing running throughout, which is killing the experience. I don't get it.
Here we have our final few bites, our petit four. Up top, you'll find a blueberry pistachio financier, to the right, a chestnut rum dark chocolate tartlet, our passion fruit mango macaroon, and raspberry yogurt white chocolate bonbon.
And here we are. It's that time of the evening when we're on our final bite, which is this raspberry and white chocolate bonbon. The filling in that chocolate, super tart. I love that. The total for today's experience came to just over $540, excluding service. We've just finished up at Le Bernardin, and it is without question one of New York's finest dining rooms. The space is so exquisite, from the different wood tones and textures, to the gorgeous floral arrangements, to the incredible glass sculpture. The comfortable seating, an absolute masterpiece in both design and history. Where I was sat was a wonderful place to be sitting to enjoy my dinner. Although that being said, there were kinks. The table was wobbly. It's also kind of these steel slats running in the windows, whereby every time traffic came past, constantly in my peripheral vision, it felt like somebody was sat next to me taking flash photography. I'm surprised something like that hasn't been sorted, given that it would affect so many tables. The food was exceptional from beginning to end. Every single bite was masterfully executed. The menu is quite possibly up there with one of the best menus I've ever tasted. The main focus of every single course was the fish. Unbelievable through and through, but there were cracks in the experience. Service felt cold, stiff, and robotic, and lacking the warmth that elevates a meal of this caliber. I never quite felt welcomed. The bread service, there were hiccups in that as well. There were tables on either side of me who were getting offered on the rounds 3 to 4 times bread. It took almost 4 courses till I was offered a second bread service. The table was wobbly every time I was eating off it, and I was cutting through a protein with a knife and fork. I felt it move. Something like that is really unacceptable. The dishes, they rotated to 2 different styles of dishes throughout the menu. They were both really beautiful. The cutlery, on the other hand, was starting to look slightly tired. There was also a sense of haste going through the menu. This is by far the fastest tasting menu experience I have ever had. Turning tables within 5 minutes of guests leaving the table. Rapid fire pacing of the dishes. The courses came one after the other. There was no breaks in between at all. Every single time without fail, despite the cutlery being placed in a way to signal that I finished with the course, despite the plate being completely empty, they would ask every single time, "Are you done with it?" It made the whole thing feel more mechanical and magical. All in, it's a brilliant menu in a beautiful space. I just wish the service had matched the soul of the food. And it's such a shame that there's such an amazing thing going on here, and the service really puts a damper on the whole experience. But once again, I cannot commend the menu enough. Every single course was exceptional, which makes saying these things about service all the harder because it's just lacking. I'm sad about it. But anyways, thank you for watching. On to the next one. Goodbye.